All right, so now let's get into some Beyonce news because apparently she got a lot of haters, including like that chiseled jaw looking broad. What's her name? Megyn Kelly. So yeah, Megyn Kelly out here all of a sudden wanting to latch on to this whole Sydney Sweeney Jean debacle for clout. So she's all of a sudden being very Sydney Sweeney and and anti Beyonce. And she ain't the only one. That British queen, Piers Morgan, also decided to jump on the line. But we'll get into him in a minute. And then I found it funny that, the world's biggest presidential grifter, Donald Trump, decided to jump on the line. He don't even know a Sydney Sweeney from a Melania. He couldn't tell none of them broads. And then he had the nerve to get up here and talk about, oh, Sydney Sweeney's a Republican. Oh, I like her even more. I was like, you don't even know who the hell she is. Quiet as a scared. There's been a lot of people who was in my comments about who. And yeah, unless you've seen Euphoria, a lot of people would not know who this broad is. I also heard people making fun of her because she was at a premiere for one of her movies. I think it's called Americana. And she had like this headband and this outfit that was weird looking. And people was like, oh, the gays is mad at her. She can't even dress herself properly. So it was like they were going in on her. And I think it's because, yeah, they found out that Sydney's a Republican. Now all of a sudden they're using this poor girl just to, continue their grift. Well, she ain't poor. I'm just saying, like, they just want to, I'm just saying that in general. They just using this girl to push forward with their own BS shenanigans. So Megyn and that chiseled joy had the absolute nerve to call Beyonce artificial and fake after the singer was featured wearing a blonde wig and decked out in denim in a new ad campaign by jeans giant Levi. And I think that's because, I'm sure it was very strategic on Beyonce's part too, is that with all this stuff about Sydney Sweeney coming out, she's like, you know what? Let's kind of just use this whole situation as a way to gain attention for our thing and jumped in, or was it just ill time? This was planned for a while, and then they were like, it just so happens. I don't think it just works like that. But I'll be honest, I'm not liking this wig on Beyonce. It looks synthetic. It's like, girl, you don't know no homosexuals, you don't know no drag queens. They would have gave you a good wig, niece. So, in a Tuesday, August 5th post on Twitter, Kelly shared a photo of the 35-time Grammy winner modeling an outfit by Levi's, which Bey has been the face of since last year, and wrote, "This is the opposite of the Sydney Sweeney ad." Yeah, basic, because Sydney Sweeney's ad, oh my God, those are literally like mom jeans she got on, versus Beyonce, who's giving you curves and all this other stuff. But I feel like, no shade, you can buy Beyonce's outfit pretty much at any old denim spot, but just style it up. Now, she said quite clearly there's nothing natural about Beyonce. Everything from her image to her fame to her success to her look below is bought and paid for. Screams artificial, fake, enhanced, trying too hard. Okay, girl. And then when one person accused the former Fox News anchor of bullying Bey, she said, "It's not possible for me to bully Beyonce, literally one of the richest, most privileged, connected, famous people in the world. And you aren't? You aren't connected and famous and all this other stuff? Girl, you had to go around accusing some old ass man, Roger Ailes, of sexually harassing you, where they had to make a whole movie around it. And so you can get a payday. So now all of a sudden you want to be for women's rights and about artificial? Bitch, go play in traffic." So now, Kelly's comments come as many conservatives, including Donald Trump, who recently wrote on Truth Social, "Go get 'em, Sydney," are rallying around Sydney Sweeney in response to the backlash of her American Eagle jeans in the As the White Lotus alum. She was on White Lotus? I think they meant, I don't recall her in White Lotus, but I've dabbled in and out of White Lotus. I've never seen a full season because I always found the show to be kind of boring. I've tried to get into it. It's kind of like, and just like that, I watch it. I watch a couple episodes and I'm like, okay, it's not giving me what I need. I'm gonna jump out. I don't think she was in a White Lotus. She was in Euphoria. So I'm thinking they're getting their shows mixed up. So they said it boasts about her great genes, using the phrase interchangeably with great genes. And they said, as Sweeney is a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, many critics have compared the message to racist Nazi propaganda, though the fashion brand has said in a statement that the campaign is and always was about the genes. Well, one thing about clear folk, they're really good at pissing on your leg and telling you it's raining. And then maybe people on TikTok or whatever was reading too much into it. However, Sydney Sweeney is your true definition of basic clear woman. Like, there's nothing phenomenal. And maybe it's because I'm not into vagina, but she's okay looking. I mean, she's pretty, but it's like she looks like any other white girl that I would see walking down the damn street. There's nothing hot about this chick, except I think the only reason why people so quick to jump in on Sydney is because she got big ass titties. That's the only reason why that's what it really goes down for. She's well endowed up top, which I could have sworn that Megyn Kelly in a previous story, not even about, I don't even know if it had to do with the jeans thing. She's alluded to her large appendage up top. So you over here sexualizing this girl, and then as a way trying to throw a straight at Beyonce when Beyonce ain't do nothing to you, or she's probably still salty because I'm hearing at the Cowboy Carter tour there is this what is it called? It's like there's like in between the songs, or whatever. There's this thing that appears on a jumbotron, which I guess she's calling out her haters and posts something about Megyn basically making negative comments towards her. So maybe she's feeling away because Beyonce was using her Cowboy Carter tour to throw a little shade. So like in the visuals for the Cowboy Carter tour, I guess is what we'll call it. So I did hear that the sales have skyrocketed at American Eagle because of all this controversy. And it's like people are so caught up in these endorphins. Y'all love this negative energy that keeps being pumped out. It's like a drug. Like drug addicts are really just like it's like catnip for them, where they just continuously have to be fed these endorphins of this negative energy that people like Trump every 5 seconds, and people like Megyn Kelly who's grifting because she couldn't hack it over there NBC with her own damn show, and people like this other queen, what's her name? Oh, Piers Morgan, this old British cunt. First of all, I don't understand why the hell he keeps asserting himself in women's business, not only women's business, but American business. First of all, you're British. Why aren't you over there worrying about British politics and whatever the prime minister over there's got going on? You always trying to assert yourself, excuse me, in our politics, which shout out to Crystal Ball, because he recently tried to pull a gotta moment on her. She gathered his ass real quick. He couldn't come back with that one. Don't come from a good debater. Y'all will lose. I'll tell y'all that every time. But so yeah, so now from going from that woman with the strong J.K. Rowling as man jaw, now we're gonna talk about this one with an even bigger jaw. Well, I think their jaws are the same. Piers Morgan, who decided to jump in and call Beyonce and have the nerve to say she's culturally appropriating. What did he say? Oh, she's culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe. I was actually going to say I meant to put in the situation that Megyn Kelly and Piers Morgan slams, because I was going to combine this together, but I forgot to do it. But now y'all know what it is. I just told y'all. Let's get back with the show. So on Wednesday, August 6th, which was yesterday, British commentator Piers Morgan shared the campaign photo on Twitter alongside a caption that read, "Very disappointed to see Beyonce culturally appropriate Marilyn Monroe in a new Levi's ad." The criticism triggered swift and polarized reactions. While some agreed with Morgan's claim, of course they would, it'd be dumbass white folks. But so cultural appropriation. No, sir, that's something that y'all do. That's what something your people like to do. Because what culture do y'all have? I'll wait. White people don't really have a culture, and it's no shade. I'm just saying. I'm like, what culture do y'all have? Except making careers out of taking from Black culture, from Asian culture, from Indian culture, from Latino culture, the colonization of not only people and their what they have going on in their lives, but their whole, their lineages and things, but music and all that other stuff. Y'all incorporate all of that in y'all shit. And knowing that this industry is so big at taking stuff and using it on white people because it's easily palatable that they could sell to like a broader market. Hence when you would see people like a Katy Perry, and even at times people Madonna, who was also accused of cultural appropriation, Gwen Stefani, and so many others, where they incorporated that in their music. Because even now, I know there was one article I read when they were talking about Veronica Electronica and the whole Ray of Light situation. They were talking about, yeah, now when you listen to Shanti Estanji, that it very much feels today like a song was like it's cultural appropriation, even though she's doing like this Indian Sanskrit prayer. It does. They're saying like it kind of feels a little weird that a white woman is sitting there doing this prayer. But if you're somebody who is inspired by the culture and wants to be a part of the culture or adapting that culture within you because you're on this spiritual journey, I don't see why that is a problem. Just like I didn't know that a wig and an outfit determined whether or not what your race was. And let's not act like white women don't wear wigs and hair extensions from other women that are not white themselves. Y'all be wearing that hair made human hair taken from women of India and putting that up in your head and wearing it as a wig. So it's not only just white people. And I'm tired of people only thinking that the blonde hair comes from white people. Like if people knew what my actual hair color was, like I don't have dark hair or brown hair or whatever. Like my hair was considered sandy blonde. So blonde does exist in people of color, not just white people. So then they said, what else? So now after all of that, what people was going in and letting have on social media, Dionne Warwick, yes, Auntie Dionne decided to jump into the chat because this is the picture from the Levi's ad where, of course, you had people talking about Sweeney looks better. No, Sweeney looks basic. Y'all just be trying to come up in here with y'all little shade. Another person said this looks cheap as hell. Another person said trying to be even more white. And that all those arguments come from the fact that a lot of people feel that Beyonce has been accused of trying to appropriate herself to look more white, which of course, you had Mama Tina jumping in on the comments and making little stuff and then saying her thing was hacked and all the other mess. So I don't know if Beyonce up in here trying to be white. There's people out here that, they be doing the whole Sammy Sosa, bleaching their skin, and there are definitely people of color who like to assimilate themselves into white situations so that way they can be considered as a crossover, whatever, or they can cross over into those spaces. And so, you were going to have your people jump in here with trolling with the American Eagle stuff, American Eagle. And talking about, we want Sydney Sweeney. Well, if you want Sydney Sweeney, take your ass over to American Eagle. That's what her basic ass is with them basic ass jeans. So anyway, so so then Dionne Warwick, who has no problem speaking her mind on the line, came in and said the following. She said, getting involved in women's business again, I see. So the internet, of course, ran with it. Fans flooded Warwick's replies with praise, with one wrote, "It's given obsessed," and to which she said, "Correct." Morgan later backtracked. Of course he did, because now when you out here questioning his manhood, which, quiet as it's kept, I be thinking a lot of you British men might be a little bit on the homosexual side. Y'all just don't have the balls to come out and be your damn true self. But Piers then tried to backtrack and talk about that. I would say I can't believe anyone took my obvious Beyonce joke post seriously, but I forgot the woke brigade has no sense of humor. So he was out there trying to say the woke brigade. First of all, sit and spin, sir. That's what you can do when you keep with this whole woke thing, because you don't even understand what the hell it means. I guarantee if I sat in front of his ugly ass today and I asked him, what does woke mean? He wouldn't have a fucking clue. He'd have to probably look it up in Google. Because we already know what y'all like to do when y'all jump in and try to appropriate our words and take things that come from people of color and you try to twist it into your own little thing, because that's what he's doing here. So it wasn't a joke. Like, stand on your stuff. If you meant what you said, stand by it. For you to sit up out here and try to say, oh, well, the woke brigade can't take a job. We don't have a sense. Oh, we have a sense of humor, but your stuff got to be funny. Tell me a joke, I'll laugh. Don't sit up here and pull that Tony Hinchcliffe crap where it's like y'all can't tell a proper joke, so you try to hide behind your bigotry and your ignorance, and then when people don't laugh and call you out, then it's like, okay, so you thought by saying this little thing that it was cute. Oh, you can't take a joke. Well, all the little words they try to throw out to throw you off your game. But you got to keep your eye on the ball, and you got to hold them accountable for the stuff they say. It's like you didn't mean that to be a joke. You meant what you said. You wanted to come in and try to come for Beyonce, and when they drag Joe behind all over social media, now you want to backpedal and say that we can't take a joke. It wasn't a joke. So, then another person went on to say, because one person said, this is an idiotic post. Just say you think she looks attractive and go. Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. And that is a line from Beyonce. And then that's what he goes and says. I would say I can't believe anyone took my obvious Beyonce joke post seriously, but I forgot what. It's like, first of all, we all know you conservatives lack a sense of humor because y'all feel like y'all can say whatever y'all want to people and not get read the fuck back. And when we come at y'all, then y'all want to play the victim, and then y'all want to talk about, oh, we can't take a joke. Oh, my feelings hurt. Fuck your feelings. That's all I got to say on that. We're dropping too many curses. Luckily, I've been able to get my full show monetized. But I feel like if I drop one more curse, they're going to get me. So, look, at the end of the day, this whole the Levi jeans thing, the American Eagle thing is stupid. If y'all want to go out here and buy them denim jeans, be my guest. I ain't wearing either. But because of this whole drama and debacle situation, whatever the case is, I thought it'd be best we talk about it on this show. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story regarding this whole thing about Megyn Kelly and grifting behind and Piers Morgan, Queenie behind, jumping on the line and trying to come for Beyonce? It's like you can criticize if you want, but when you trying to come at it, and it's not even like when you really think about it, I just feel like what's going on with the whole Beyonce coming out with this ad or whatever, and Megyn Kelly and Piers Morgan saying what they're saying, it's not about her. Like to me, in my gut is telling me you're jumping on this whole thing because the Sydney Sweeney thing is hot. Donald Trump talked about it. It's trending. Y'all just go based off vibes and where the wind blows. You're just trying to jump on for clout. And that's what y'all a bunch of damn tight ass, no talent having clout chasers. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.